Cheating on your wife at a party. I'm the last person in the world you'd think would have a cheating wife problem, but I think it's possible, and no one is more surprised by it than I am. My wife Ellen is not overly attractive physically, except to me, of course. She's overweight, has a pretty plain face, and she wears her hair the way she likes, even though most people would say it's very unattractive. Makeup could improve her face a bit, but she refuses to apply it, and the clothes she wears are more suited to an 80-year-old great-grandmother. It wasn't her looks that attracted me to Ellen. She is very intelligent, has great common sense, is witty, charming, and has a wonderful sense of humor. She is also loving, affectionate, and very attentive to me. All in all, Ellen is a good fit for me, but I highly doubted anyone else would like her. Ellen and I have been together for a little over 6 years, and although Ellen has worked for the same company for over a decade, I have never dated anyone she works with. Her company has a picnic every summer and a holiday party in December, but for one reason or another, I've never been able to attend those events. This year, for the first time, nothing would stop me from attending the Christmas party, and Ellen was excited to finally be able to introduce me to her friends. As an office party should be, it wasn't a bad one. The people were friendly, the food was delicious, and the booze was plentiful. As usual, 3 company employees gave rah-rah speeches, bonuses were handed out, and tables were rearranged to create a dance floor while a live band tuned up their instruments. The music started playing, people started moving toward the dance floor, and Ellen and I joined them for the first 2 numbers, and then I took Ellen back to our table and excused myself to the restroom. When I got back to my table, Ellen was gone, and I looked back and saw her on the dance floor. The song had ended, and her partner was returning her to the table when the next number started and a man intercepted her and led her back to the floor. This was the first surprise of many I was to receive that evening. Ellen is usually very shy in the company of others, and as I watched her and her partner move across the parquet, I noticed that her partner was about 10 years younger than her. Come to think of it, so was the first man I saw her dancing with. As if wanting to confirm this observation, I looked around the room for another glimpse. Eventually, I found him sitting at a corner table with 6 other men. All of them were watching Ellen on the dance floor. Looking for him, I was surprised to notice how many single men were at the party. About 30 seconds before the song ended, one of the men from a table in the corner stood up, walked to the floor, and watched Ellen and her partner. When the song ended, Ellen and her new partner stayed on the floor to perform the next number. Finally, the band took a break, and Ellen returned to our table. "I'm sorry, honey, but for some unknown reason I'm popular tonight." "As long as you're having a good time and enjoying yourself, that's what we're here for, isn't it?" For the next 2 hours, men kept coming up to our table and asking Ellen to dance. I didn't care, because even though I can dance, I don't really care. As long as they asked and Ellen accepted, I was happy to let them off the hook. I got bored just watching Ellen dance, so I spent some time looking around the room. I noticed 3 young and very beautiful women sitting alone at a table and wondered why they weren't dancing on the floor. I watched them for the next hour or so, and not once during that time did I see anyone approach them and ask them to dance. Very strange, I thought, considering that there were many young single men among those present. I also noticed that the 3 women seemed to be watching Ellen, and I thought I saw disapproval on their faces. The drink finally caught up with me, and it was time to head to the restroom again. I was sitting in a stall when several men entered. I heard the sound of zippers zipping, then a splash, and then one of the men said, "Do you think this is going to happen tonight?" "There's no reason not to. It's happened at every company picnic and Christmas party for the last 6 or 7 years." "Why does she do it?" "Because she's a man-hungry cheater." "Why do you call her that?" "What else would you call a woman who pulls trains? She did 12 at the last company Christmas party and 14 at the company picnic. I think that says she's a starving cheater." "But today is different. How can she do that?" "Don't worry. Benny will take care of everything. He's not thrilled about it, but He had sex with her the day before yesterday in the parking lot after work, so today it's our turn. Then there was the sound of lightning, the sound of running water and paper towels being flushed. And then I was alone. I pondered which of the three sexy young women was the unhinged cheater and tried to imagine any of them having sex. That's another advantage of plain Jane as a wife. You don't have to worry about that sort of thing. I was watching Ellen dance when a man sat down across from me. He held out his hand. "John Hammond," he said, and I took his hand and shook it, giving my name. "You looked bored to death sitting here watching the dance floor, so I thought I'd come over and offer to stretch your legs. If you'd like, I can give you a tour of the place. We let the day watchman go a little early today, and I'll have to make my rounds at 11 o'clock. You know, check all the doors and stuff." I told him I'd like a tour, got up and followed him. He kept up a cursory commentary and described everything we saw. He told me what each mechanism was, what it did, and why. He checked every door we approached and even opened some rooms to show me what was inside. The computer room was huge, with so much stuff in it that I couldn't imagine, and John explained everything to me. He opened one office and led me inside. "This is where Ellen works. Her desk is over there." He pointed, and I saw the desk with my picture on it. We were almost done when John said he needed to check on something else. "I need to look at the heater that's in the hole." "In the hole?" "It's actually a semi-basement, but we call it the hole. There are stairs, but it's at the other end of the building, so we'll take the elevator down." We came to an old-fashioned cage elevator. It was a one-man service elevator, and John told me he would take me down and then bring me back up. "Then we can get to the other end of the hole and take the stairs back down to the party." I climbed into the elevator, John pushed the button, and I started down. Suddenly, between floors, the elevator stopped. "This can't be happening," I heard John say. "They should have fixed it." Then he shouted to me, "I have to go back to the main panel and reset the switch. It'll take a couple minutes, so don't panic." And I heard him hurry away. The couple of minutes stretched to almost 30, and despite John telling me not to panic, I was already getting ready to do so when suddenly the elevator jerked sharply and started to descend. John was waiting for me when the elevator stopped. "The stairs are near the panel, so I rushed down to meet you. God, but I'm really sorry about that. Building Services was supposed to replace all the old weak switches. They either missed that point or they haven't done it yet. God, I'm so sorry. The first time Ellen invited you to one of our parties and I ruined your night. I'll probably go to holy hell from her. We better get you back to the party." I looked at my watch and was surprised to see that we had been gone almost an hour and 45 minutes. We got back to the party and I didn't see Ellen. She wasn't at our table and I didn't see her on the dance floor, so I was looking around the room when I saw her with two guys coming in the side door that led out to the parking lot. The guys were smiling, but I thought I saw a look of concern appear on Ellen's face when she saw me sitting at the table watching her walk towards me. "I just stepped out for some fresh air. Have you seen the whole place? I was told Benny took you on a tour." "Benny?" John laughed. "That's my nickname. I'm the manager of Human Resources and Benefits, so everyone calls me Benny." I shifted my gaze from Ellen to him, and then back to Ellen. "No way! It can't be, can it? The end! Subscribe to my channel. Thank you."